Oh. Donald Trump is furious because this photo is going viral. And the most curious thing of all is that artificial intelligence is saying that this photo is indeed real. And it's because different content creators have put this photo into different programs to analyze it and find out if it was created by artificial intelligence. And everything seems to indicate that the photo is real, that the colors are too real. And most importantly, the hands of the characters are perfect, something that artificial intelligence has not yet achieved. And I don't know if you remember that in one of the recently revealed emails between Jeffrey Epstein and his brother. Jeffrey Epstein's brother asks Epstein if Vladimir Putin has a photo of Donald Trump doing, you know what, to Bill Clinton. And when one sees the kind of trust those two had in the 90s, it makes one question whether this photo is real or not. Oh. Donald Trump.
What's going on, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. These infamous files are blowing up. They got something called Jmail, where they got Jeffrey Epstein's email, and people can log in as if it's their email. Crazy stuff. You know, they asking people, are they 18 or older to view the files? I mean, it's spreading like wildfire. And the irony of it is the people in the files ain't even 18. But this is craziness, man. You know, look, it's all coming out. I've been looking at what's going on with these files, and I've been checking the authenticity of everything. And man, it's some sad stuff, man. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. It's bad. Now, Bill Gates is in trouble right now. Jay-Z is in trouble right now. Donald Trump is in big trouble. Even if they dodge the court of law, they in the most highest court right now. And judgment is here. You got Trump threatening to sue Trevor Noah for making some jokes at the Grammy Awards. I want y'all to hear this out.
Oh, Trevor, why you coming at Nicki Minaj?
Oh, okay.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass.
You need to be worried about the people sitting right in front of you.
All right, we don't want to get hit with no copyright. I just realized that he's playing music here. But for those who don't know, yeah. So what it looks like is Trump is trying to sue Trevor Noah for making some jokes about Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump. And, you know, the fact that Trump been found on these files 30,000 times. Yep, it's all going down. It's all going down. Just like Trump was allegedly going down on Bill Clinton. I don't even really have to say allegedly. According to the pictures, he went down on bended knee. And now we got context of what blowing Bubba is. It's out there. And it just gets worse and worse, ladies and gentlemen. It gets worse and worse.
Reminder that the guy who was begging Jeffrey Epstein for antibiotics because he got an STD on Epstein's island was the guy who was pushing out vaccinations, is the guy who's advocating for plant-based alternatives, is the guy who's talking about dimming the sun and lowering the population. And dude was even emailing Jeffrey Epstein in 2017 about simulating a pandemic. You need to question everything. You're getting called a crazy conspiracy theorist if you're saying any of this stuff a few years back, but now it's all kind of coming out to be true. And do you think people like this that are advocating so much for our health and well-being actually has our best interests in mind? Dudes out here touching kids, but it's telling us how to be healthy and how to progress the world. Come on now, use our gifts of discernment. These type of people do not care about us, okay? And we need to question things. We need to question the science. We need to question the progressive societal things that are happening. Now, I'm not saying all science is bad or all change is bad. I'm saying that we need to see it for what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, To add insult to injury, when it comes to Bill Gates, Melinda Gates just came out and she had some things to say. And she pretty much corroborated everything the files say. Yes, we're going to go to what Melinda Gates had to say. So it's been confirmed that Bill Gates was in there violating the young ones, bringing diseases to the party, bringing diseases to the wife. It's all coming up. And she confirms everything and why she left her marriage to begin with. Because Melinda is Bill's former wife. Oh, yeah. The disgusting truth about these world leaders. The same people who was coming up with the vaccines. The same person who said, trust the science. The same one who was trying to get people to create, a new condom. Trying to get inventors to create a new condom. Yeah. Bill Gates.
And what these people are actually trying to gain from it from us. Reminder that
It's time to lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not AI. This is a fallacy. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Trump lying up in a bed with Bill Clinton like that. Holding hands. They're holding hands. Nah. This is what's going on, y'all. It's all coming out. Yeah, this is official. This is an official photo. No. This ain't no AI. This ain't AI. These are new images being released. Now, look, we got to go to Melinda. We got to go to Melinda Gates. TMZ just released this. Melinda Gates. She is speaking the truth right here. No, y'all really think that's AI. You know, you got some MAGA supporters that's going to support him no matter what. No matter what. Nah, that ain't AI. Y'all tried to say the same thing when Trump was grabbing Bill's man parts. Because there's so many pictures of him and Bill. He's on his knees grabbing a man's zipper. Nah, man, listen, MAGA, no matter what, MAGA is going to defend their big sissified president. Well, let's go.
I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl.
Yo, hold on. Let me address these MAGA folks. They can't tell you what blowing bubba means, and they won't say it's AI when he's on one bending knee. But they trying to call that photo AI. That's crazy, y'all. How it's gonna be AI and that's a Polaroid? AI didn't even exist back then. Stop it. That's a straight up Polaroid. Any 80s and 90s babies know a Polaroid picture when we see one. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, it's AI. Anyway, look, Melinda Gates got some things to say. Melinda Gates got some things to say about Bill. You know, for those who don't know, it came out that Bill Clinton was out there doing what it is he was doing, and he was getting these diseases, bringing them back to his wife at the time, which was Melinda Gates, and she's corroborating exactly what's on the news feeds right now. Let's go.
I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages, those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Well,
And I am so happy to be.
You hear that? She's saying that she glad she wasn't at the Epstein parties. I'm not gonna lie. Melinda Gates has some strong shoulders. I don't want to start speculating here and being disrespectful, but the reason why I went to this particular source is because Melinda is corroborating that, this is the reason why she left Bill alone. Bill Gates, the same one who is, that chin is mighty sturdy. So it's a sturdy chin right there. That jawline is serious, but nonetheless, I'm getting Bruce Jenner vibes. It's a little bit of a Bruce. I mean, I'm just speaking the obvious. There's some Bruce Jenner vibes going on here, but nonetheless, this is what Bill was married. That respectfully, of course, respectfully. I'm just saying that double tap y'all screen because we getting into some real information right here. Double tap your screen. Now, listen. These files are exposing it all, man.
Away from all the muck.
I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles.
Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life. And I hope there's some justice for those now women, right? We see them standing up in front of microphones in DC. What they went through is just unimaginable, I think.
So, at the time, Bill was bringing her back diseases, man. And this is crazy stuff because, Jay-Z is in hot water too. They saying that Jay-Z, they claiming Jay-Z leaving the country. They saying he fleeing the country. I'm seeing all kind of news, man. They said that Rihanna unfollowed Jay-Z. They say that Beyonce lost millions of followers because of this. A whole lot of different celebrities just start unfollowing Jay-Z. And his word on the streets, people are saying, I don't know how real it is, they saying that Jay-Z didn't got up out of there. They say he done left America. I don't know how true it is, but that's what's being said right now. But let us proceed.
Club in Atlanta, Fright Plus News. I'm Janab. One of this decade's most talked about controversies has found its way into hip-hop after released documents of the Epstein files will make mention of both Jay-Z and fellow rapper Pusha T over the weekend. Now, for those who don't know or haven't really cared to learn more about the Epstein files, they are documents of over 6 million pages highlighting the criminal activity of child predator, the late Jeffrey Epstein, and his circle of powerful friends. The files have gone on to expose and attach several notable names to alleged sex crimes. Now, rap mogul and tycoon Jay-Z has found himself attached to the recent chatter about the files after he would be specifically mentioned through a report made by an anonymous person. The report made in 2019 would be included into the files for further investigation. It goes on to read, in approximately 1996, blank resided with blank in blank. An unknown man abducted blank from her home, whence she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter.
You know, I believe there's a shift in power in Hollywood. You know, it's about time for them to knock Jay-Z off, you know, and empower Beyonce. You're going to see a lot of the wives of these people step up, and they're going to pretty much be grandized through this all. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Beyonce divorces Jay-Z. I would not be surprised, y'all. It looks like what they're going to be doing right now is passing the baton. And I believe a lot of these celebrities' wives are just as guilty, but nonetheless, you know, you're going to be seeing the passing of the baton. And, you know, that's just something that we should look out for. You know, you got Nicki Minaj, she's running her mouth right now. And I'm going to say this right now. Nicki Minaj don't get the right to expose Jay-Z. Let's not forget that her brother and her husband are PDFs. Let's not forget what she did to get into the position she's in with Trump. You know, let's not forget that it's all a political move for her. And she don't get to be the moral authority or moral compass. And I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. A lot of stuff Nicki Minaj allegedly exposed, we already knew. We already knew that he was rocking with Foxy Brown when she was 16 and 15 and Aaliyah when she was 15. We already knew all of this. Who didn't know all of that? So everything that she put out, that's no new information. She put out nothing that we didn't already know. And so don't let her, you know, try to use a little political mind games with people like she's all of a sudden exposing something. If she knew all this information all these years ago, why she wasn't putting it out then? You know what I'm saying? Why she wasn't looking out for the victims then? Yeah. Listen, us in the truth intelligence community, we already knew what was going on with these celebrities. We already know what time it is. Let's go.
While Weinstein had inserted his fingers into Blank, Blank believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Blank estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an opulent indoor setting. Blank suffered from sex abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. Blank recalled Leon Black and William Barr, current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of abuse. In approximately 2006, Blank last recalled being abused by Epstein. Now, some key things to note about this mention of Jay-Z. This report was made to an FBI tip line and has not been verified, and Jay-Z himself has not been mentioned in any flight logs at this time.
So, yeah, Jay-Z, he's not in any flight logs, but, you know, I'm pretty sure that if the FBI want to, they can do their research and corroborate the facts. Was he around Harvey Weinstein around that time? You know, they can, you know, they know. The DOJ probably already know. And, you know, I see what Mrs. M is saying. She says people weren't paying attention then, but they are now. And I guess she's saying that based on Nikki saying something. Well, you know, us of the truth community, you know, intelligence community, we all knew. You know, it's just Nicki Minaj is the wrong person. You know, she's just the wrong person. That's the point. You know, you could take the information, but she's no way, shape, or form any moral authority. And so, like, we got to remember that.
Where he would visit Epstein's infamous island, where many of the accused sex crimes would take place. The same can be asserted about Pusha T's claim as well that says back in 2007, he helped drug a woman that was later abused by Harvey Weinstein. According to Variety, these accusations can be faked or falsely submitted, but because of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, everything sent to the FBI in connection to the files had to be released. Now, despite these reports possibly being false, many online users are now debating the possibility of Jay-Z being guilty, especially after a few recent court battles that include a woman who...
Look, I'm going to let you know what my stance is right now. Now, we know it was an FBI tip, and you know, for the record, Jay-Z is not connected to any of the Epstein flight logs. There's no direct transactions with him and Epstein. However, from my personal stance, I don't trust anyone who worships the devil. Jay-Z is a Satan worshiper. Jay-Z be with Marina Abramovic, spirit cooking. Jay-Z throws up satanic symbolism all through his videos. I've seen footage of him with Diddy with a room full of young girls, and it looks suspect. We know Jay-Z's demo from the 90s. We know he was around them young girls. He went over there and got Rihanna fresh off the island while she was underaged. That's why Rihanna probably unfollowed him. I don't look, these people worship the devil out in the open. So I know damn well they doing some dirt behind the scenes, That's just common sense for me. Yeah, this is the one who made a song called Lucifer. You want to serve Lucifer? Now Satan is going to collect. You want to serve Beelzebub, sir? Now the whole world going to turn on you. Because now your time is up. Just like the rest of these Illuminati puppets. They went and got Diddy. You should have known you was next. You was thick as thieves with Diddy. Yeah, Jay-Z thought he was going to be out of the water. Diddy got locked up. Jay said, look, let me keep a low profile. He didn't think Satan was coming for him too, man. Listen, this is deeper than the court of public opinion, and this is deeper than the court of law. You in the Most High's courtroom now, sir. All of the years that you push you push drug dealing to the youth. You wanted to be an American gangster, right? You wanted people to go out here and move weight. You and Pusha T. That's what y'all wanted, right? Nah. Y'all wanted to serve fallen angels. You wanted to be Hova. You wanted to serve all these false gods. You the same one in the New York song said, murder, murder Jesus. Didn't you say murder Jesus in a song? Yeah, hell have enlarged herself, sir. Now, you and your little Illuminati buddies, you wanted to be a Rockefeller, right? Ain't that the name of your label, Rockefeller? We know who the Rockefellers are. You wanted to be a part of the global elite. So now we have it. Here we have it.
Accuse him of rape last year, in which the accuser would end up getting the lawsuit dismissed. Another courtroom victory that included Ramir Satterwhite, a man who claims Jay-Z is his father. What makes this noteworthy is that if Jay-Z is his father, that means that Jay could have been intimate with Ramir's mother when she was underage.
Yo, some of y'all Trump fans are crazy, man. Y'all up in here like, yeah, get him. But as soon as I start talking about Trump, you like, hold up now. Hold up now there, fella. You slow your roll, big fella. I'm a God-fearing, Trump-voting, MAGA American. Y'all want to start slowing my roll when I talk about Trump, but as soon as I go in on Jay-Z, y'all like, get him. He said, what is his name? Cookie222 says, man, I'm not MAGA. Sure you're not. Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. Yeah, Trump blowing Bubba out here. He says those photos will confirm fake. Okay, let's say allegedly. All right, with the photos. Now let's say allegedly they're fake. Cookies. What does blowing Bubba mean? What does blowing Bubba mean? What about the other 30,000 times Trump is mentioned? Let's just look. Let's slow this down for a minute. We're going to get back on Jay-Z. But let's slow this down for a hot second. That man's name was mentioned 30,000 times, sir. For allegedly unaliving a 9-month baby. For doing all kind of stuff that I can't even say. I can't even say it on this platform, some of the stuff that he's been alleged of doing. Auctioning young girls off, all kind of stuff. Grape. You know, you just can't dismiss. You just can't dismiss it, man. But anyway, let's continue.
To mention, Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z do know each other and worked together before Weinstein's arrest.
Look, all of Black Hollywood worked with him, Harvey Weinstein. For those who don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he is the infamous director that was graping a whole lot of people on them casting couches. He was involved in Epstein's circle. He had his own little ring going on. And all of the Black Boule, Michelle Obama, she says that Harvey Weinstein was a great friend of hers. You know, the Obamas hung around, Whoopi, Oprah. I mean, the whole clan. The whole clan been around Harvey Weinstein. You know, I would argue that yeah. I seen some photos with Oprah too. We gonna get on that later. It's so many names. It's so many high profile names that I gotta go into. Yeah, but you know, this guy right here, Jay-Z, was Ace Boone Coons with Harvey Weinstein, with a host of others.
In 2018, with former associate Sean Diddy Combs being in jail, many have now predicted that Jay-Z will be next.
Y'all thought the downfall of Diddy was something. The downfall of Jay-Z is going to be something. Jay-Z is working overtime to make sure his empire won't crumble apart. As soon as he was naming the Epstein files, they gonna take all the posts down and everything. Probably seen it and made some clauses like, nah, get that shit removed right now. I just want to know what Beyonce gonna do when all of this shit come to light. Like, is you finna stick by this man's side or is you leaving? Or are you an accomplice? On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
As mentioned, it appears that some people believe this could be true, while others are standing behind Jay, with the thought that he being a successful Black man is why he's a target.
I mean, you know, that thought has definitely crossed my mind, because before we heard Jay-Z and Pusha T's name, you know, we just seen a bunch of middle-aged white men. And, you know, my first thought was, okay, is this, you know, some type of smear campaign to deflect? And then what also added to those suspicions is Nicki Minaj. She made it 100 times worse, because she's just a puppet. And seeing that she had problems with Jay-Z, you know, claiming that Jay-Z owes her $200 million, and she's been publicly scrutinizing Jay-Z for a while now, it made me think that perhaps they may just be targeting the man. However, like I said, I just cannot trust any of these people. And y'all know the Kanye video where he was trying to warn us 20 years ago. And I don't trust Kanye either. You know, let's be clear about that. And when I say I don't trust none of them, I don't trust none of them. It's like they all throw each other under the bus to cover themselves. You know, it was a music video. I think it was the workout video where Kanye was trying to show us some subliminals, which I can show y'all that video momentarily. But, you know, the fact that this man is a Satan worshiper, I'm prone to believe that he may be into some Moloch worship, some sacrifice going on, bloodletting going on. You know, he liked to bump shoulders with Marina Abramovic. And I noticed that Beyonce, she only follows Jay-Z. Jay-Z lost a lot of celebrity followers. Maybe they know something. But Beyonce follows no one but Jay-Z. Crazy stuff. But let's go.
The Breakfast Club analyst Lauren LaRosa would take to social media to point out the likelihood of these claims against Jay-Z and Pusha T being false. She would go on to write on X, here's what's most...
Which in a way, I get it. I kind of respect that Beyonce only follows her husband. I kind of respect it. You know, it makes sense. That's a statement right there. But anyway, let me see. What this says here, it says, Brown Girl Grinding. The mention of Jay-Z and Pusha T did not come from Epstein's personal records at all. didn't even come from anything that was corroborated or verified by law enforcement. Jay-Z and Pusha T were named in a tip via a hotline to FBI. This is corroborated. This is a corroborated claim. Uncorroborated claim could come from anyone at any time via this hotline. These claims were never investigated by authorities. Yeah, and we must state that and make it be known that yes, this was not corroborated by authorities. Jay-Z has not been found guilty of anything, but if he really skipping town and leaving the country like we hearing, it's a bad look. And the fact that you see some of his celebrity friends already turning their backs, that's kind of a red flag too, that they may know something. Maybe some of those people who unfollowed him are no longer afraid of him, and they got demos on him. And now that they see us out, they're protesting by unfollowing because they know people was going to pay attention to that. That can be their way of protest. Let's go.
It's important to note about the Jay-Z Pusha T Epstein reporting that are buried in most coverage but should be headlines. The mention of Jay-Z and Pusha T did not come from Epstein's personal records at all. Didn't even come from anything that was corroborated or verified by law enforcement. Jay-Z and Pusha T were named in a tip via hotline to the FBI. This uncorroborated claim could come from anyone at any time via this hotline. These claims were never investigated by authorities. 2. Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z's debut album, had just dropped in June of '96.
So am I the only one who thinks it's weird how black media and black blogs have picked up this whole Jay-Z being and Pusha T being on the Epstein list? When he ain't on the Epstein list, they're writing it to get engagement. This is the bullshit, but this is exactly one thing I got to give the White House. They know what they're doing with social media. They know how stupid you guys are. They know exactly what you're going to pick up on and give attention to. So now we sit here talking about Jay-Z in 1996. In 1996, Reasonable Doubt dropped. And if you know, you know. We got that Jay-Z. And then we got Pusha T. In 1996, he was 19 years old. And the clips was nowhere near out. But these two young black brothers had so much pull.
Hold on now. The Pusha T got accused of doing what he did in 2007. So homeboy got his facts off. He don't have the facts, is what I mean to say. Pusha T got accused of doing something with Weinstein and that girl, in 2007. According to the FBI tip. Anyway, let's go.
1996, that they got to hang out with rich, wealthy white men like Jeffrey Epstein in their Miami mansion while allegedly a young woman was violated. That tip line call, I'm sure it came from somebody who her last name is the opposite of left. But all of that got you guys talking about that and not talking about what's actually going on right now.
Does anybody use their head anymore? Like, does anybody use their brain? Why would Jay-Z in 1996, 1994 be with Harvey Weinstein? That little black...
Hold on, man. Is it 96 or 94, man? Why y'all flip-flopping? See, they be trying... Listen, people be trying to cape for these celebrities. Now, I am pro my people. And, I'm not over here trying to build a platform or falsely accusing anybody of anything. But are you guys sure y'all want to die on that sword? Are you guys sure that you really want to start defending celebrities? You don't know these people. What we do know is they do a lot of satanic messaging. Like, is that something you really want to do? And Jay-Z was on by 96. He already had Rockefeller Records by 96. Jay-Z was already popping. Jay-Z was popping by 94. I don't know what this guy talking about, but Jay-Z was probably at the height of his career in 96. Right before Reasonable Doubt dropped, Jay-Z had a buzz. When Reasonable Doubt dropped, it was on. It was on. He had major features on that album. Yeah. Let's go.
worked for Marcy Projects, who was selling coke, be with some of the wealthiest white billionaires in the United States.
Man, see, this is the thing, man. Y'all don't understand that these billionaires be choosing these people off the streets. And I know it's hard to believe, but these satanic rituals really go on where these so-called street dudes is getting inducted. You know, you got to ask yourself, why was somebody in 96 from the hood naming his record label Rockefeller Records? You got to understand, like, you know, the devil be really coming and getting these young men out of the hood to sell their souls. That's just like saying, how did Eazy-E get around Jerry Heller when Eazy-E was in the hood? That don't mean nothing, bro. Eazy-E was a teenage drug dealer with one of the most rich and powerful record label owners. One of the most powerful executives. So that's not a good example. It's not a good example, man. Y'all got to stop trying to cape for these damn celebrities. They not like us. They get bred up since they're teenagers. I seen videos of, what's that young rapper name? I seen videos of NBA YoungBoy when he was like 12 and straight up Masonic videos. 12 years old in videos, waving pistols with all the Masonic clothes on. Y'all got to understand, these people get chose out of our communities and they get raised in the industry. Jay-Z been groomed for the industry, raised in it. These niggas is like creator characters. People like R. Kelly, P. Diddy. Look, if you watch the 50 Cent documentary that he put out on Diddy, Diddy was built to have Diddy parties. His mama was showing him how to throw Diddy parties. He was groomed for it. Same thing with Jay-Z and the rest of them. Yeah, they are definitely plants. They're industry plants, man. So he's like, well, why would they be with billionaires? And yeah, man, that's how it works, sir. That's how it works. They go get people out of our community young. They get them while they're young. Yeah, that's how it works.
Projects, who was selling coke, be with some of the wealthiest white billionaires in the United States. Like, do that even sound right to y'all? Harvey Weinstein, who had an Oscar by then. See what type of person you are. He spoke on the black man who was in the files because of a tip, which the FBI didn't take serious because it came from a homeless person if you actually read the files. But you didn't take serious the emails where they are communicating. Y'all thought y'all had one, but unfortunately it failed again.
Now, despite this information being possibly inaccurate, Jay-Z is still facing attacks online from the likes of 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. And claims are even circulating that he and his wife Beyonce are losing followers online because of it. Those claims have also been unverified. Now, what makes this whole thing worthy of a conversation is that Jay-Z has had public association with notable people who are currently in jail for sex-related crimes, including R. Kelly, whom he did 2 albums with. Back in 2024, former Rockefeller associate Choke No Joke would suggest that Jay-Z and Weinstein's relationship was much deeper than business.
Who we seen Jay close to? Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yep.
Him and Harvey Weinstein got... Harvey Weinstein has Jay-Z's rights for television and movies. You knew that? No,
Damn.
Jay-Z sold his life rights to Harvey Weinstein.
So, you know, there was some tight business they had. Like they was really working together. Jay-Z pretty much sold his soul to Harvey Weinstein. You sold your movie rights. You know, you selling yourself in all perpetuity. You selling your creativity. That's crazy. He sold his movie rights. You know, he had Rockefeller Films. They was putting out, at the time, they were putting out the state property movies. Yeah, y'all remember the state property movies with Beans? Jay-Z could have been a good film producer. He gave that to Harvey, but why though? Why he give that to Harvey though? What did Harvey Weinstein have on Jay-Z? Choke No Joke was telling it. What did Harvey have on Jay-Z? Let's go.
You knew that?
No, I was
Jay-Z sold his life rights to Harvey Weinstein.
He sold his soul, man, to Harvey Weinstein to get on. Choke No Joke just told you, and this is before it came out on the files, that he was doing these rituals with Weinstein, allegedly doing these rituals with Weinstein.
And movies. You knew that?
No, I was
Jay-Z sold his life rights to Harvey Weinstein.
So I don't think Jay has been secretive about him being just the ultimate capitalist. But you think it's deeper than just money?
Yeah, because he signed up for something that he can't get out of.
As far as the recent reports, Jay-Z nor his team has yet to publicly respond to these new claims. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Do you think Jay-Z's recent mentions is a part of a conspiracy to take him down because of his success? Or do you think he could possibly be involved?
Listen, I think they all in some big trouble. And he's definitely reaped the benefits of the industry for a mighty long time. And what's in the dark gonna come to the light for sure. And Trump is in hot water too. We're not done with Trump.
I have some news for you all. Donald Trump is now threatening to sue Trevor Noah after a few comments he made about him at the Grammy Awards.
Of the year. Congratulations, Billie Eilish. Wow. That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland. Which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So
Donald Trump then took it to Truth Social.
He need a new island to hang out with Bill Clinton. Look, hey, he was salty too. He talking about suing. Like, listen, if Donald Trump is innocent, bro, he doing a horrible job publicly. We know he ain't innocent, but y'all know what I'm saying. He doing a horrible job showing it. This man got a comment on everything. How the hell you gonna sue the truth? I heard word on the streets is Donald Trump is trying to sue the U.S. government and pay himself. That's what people been saying. That he got some kind of lawsuit going where he wants to sue himself, and because he has unilateral power, sue himself to pay himself to build more gold shrines around the White House. But this dude is a damn narc. Straight up.
His 2 cents about what Trevor Noah had to say. He basically said that the Grammys are unwatchable, that he has never been to the Epstein Island, and that he is going to sue Trevor Noah and CBS for a defamatory statement. I have some news for you all. Donald Trump is now threatening.
Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of people saying Democrat. You know what's interesting though? Why Joe Biden ain't on the list? And it's crazy because I ain't no Democrat. I don't rock with none of either side. Bill Clinton, he need to go down. Hillary need to go down too. Yeah, get them all. Go get them all. But let's be clear about this. Joe Biden ain't on the damn list. So y'all can't keep hollering this Democrat stuff when you got Trump on there 30,000 times and Biden ain't even on there. Trump the one called it a Democratic hoax. It's a Democratic hoax. Anyway.
I think bro's dead. He had way more emotion like the ocean than even I imagined. Who do you know that goes to Algeria and gets a fake passport that puts their residence in Saudi Arabia? Let me just start off with the most disturbing image I've been able to find. What the fuck is that? Chicken, human, chicken. How old is this human? I don't know. Then there's this video of him chasing girls around the kitchen, which, sounds like young girls in the video, but weird, like Peter Pan-ish, villainous type shit. I don't know who the fuck this is, but he doesn't look American and they look young. The most important things I found in the files is since the first term, it has been said by an FBI informant, Trump has
Yo, this is disturbing, y'all. This is disturbing stuff here, y'all. Everything that we said has been confirmed. Y'all can no longer call us conspiracy theorists. That's right. Somebody get the guillotine. For real. Tsunami Hawk got it right, man. These people need to be publicly lynched. They need to be beheaded. They need to be shot execution style. Everybody who's done the unthinkable, connected to this horrific chain of events, they need to go publicly. Publicly. Let's go.
It's compromised by Israel. Kushner is the brains behind the operation, which would make sense to why he's in a position of power now, going to meet with Putin and on the board of peace while not holding any position in Congress. Because he compromised this motherfucker through Epstein, and now he's fucking his daughter as well. Honestly, Kushner, you moving, grooving, vibing, sliding on some different shit, son. He was controlling more than just the U.S. He was controlling people around the fucking world. I mean, look at this specific one right here. The Indian Prime Minister Modi took my advice and danced and sang in Israel for the benefit of the U.S. president. Like, what? If the people would allow your country to recognize Israel, it could be an interesting thing to discuss. Maybe we consider a $1 billion fund, and then look what he has. But make sure it's with cash, smiley face. Like Epstein had his hand in fucking everything. Who else do you know knows the founders of Bitcoin? That's literally one of the biggest mysteries in the world. This man's like, yeah, I talked to a couple of the founders. I'm going to meet with them. Like, wait, who the fuck is this nigga? I'm trying to get a friend out of prison in Syria. Do you have any influence with Assad? Not for you.
Yo, so Epstein pretty much had a whole honeypot on everybody's sick fetishes. He kept all the evidence, all the paperwork, all the documentation, all these weird videos, just so he can make sure he had the industry and the elite by the balls. You know what I'm saying? He had it so they couldn't step out and, step out of line. So whoever took him out is probably a collective. It's probably a collective. This is crazy.
Bro, this motherfucker was an asset. The Podesta brothers going back and forth. He says he's still in the torture chamber. Last night was fun. Leads me to some of their artwork, which is very damning.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to Paris. For the pedophile connection, I think pedophile is the plural. Prince Andrew in this weird fucking photo. And that's the thing. They documented a lot of weird, iniquitous shit. Another accusation of Prince Andrew torturing, sex slaving a girl, and then having her murdered. And we saw that photo. Then talks to Peter Thiel exactly about Bitcoin. And this is early. I'm talking about 2014. Still weird that you guys are in conversation because he's a known child pedophile.
Anyway, I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. Sad work. But the question is, what are they going to do?
Do you realize they're counting on Christians to do nothing about the Epstein files? It's no longer a conspiracy theory. The celebrities, the politicians, the elites who run the world are all in on a satanic sex trafficking ring. Yet I'm willing to bet you your church said nothing about this today. We as Christians have
I said the same thing the other day.
Gotten comfortable just voting Republican and calling it a day. But I got news for you. The guy we've been voting for the last 8 years is in on this. At the very least, he's been covering it up. But at the very worst, he is actively involved in this. And what are we going to do? I'm not here to say that I have all the answers. I am very overwhelmed right now. But I do know this. We need to have righteous anger. We need to fight for those who can't fight for themselves. We need to protect our families. And most of all, we need to have urgency in sharing the gospel.
Yeah, I mean, they're not talking about this in the churches right now. They just going to keep on voting Trump and believe that they some sort of conservatives. And they're going to keep on playing the game.
I've spent the whole day looking through the Epstein files and I found the most damning one. It's the Wikipedia page full of sexual misconduct allegations against Donald Trump that have been publicly available since the 1970s. The list includes his own ex-wife and a woman named E. Jean Carroll, who not that long ago took him to court where a jury found him guilty of sexual assault, as well as 26 other women. But you don't believe women, all they do is lie, right? Luckily for you, 2 men also stated that he had sex parties with underage girls as young as 15. Fuck the files, dude, you knew. I've spent the whole day looking through the Epstein files and I found the most...
Yeah. I mean, y'all know what Trump is about. Y'all been knew. Y'all been knew what Trump is about. me see here. Let's play this.
What a fucking disappointment Trump has been. God damn, what a fucking disappointment.
I understand why people bought into it, but I was saying things about Donald Trump a decade ago, but he looked like the best option. I can see why people fell into it.
We want someone to believe in. We need it.
And see, that's the problem. Everybody wants somebody to believe in. Believe in Christ. You know? Ain't no politician gonna save this country or save our lives personally. Job 8:20, behold, I will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he uphold the evildoers. That's right.
This isn't transparency. It's a cover-up. And here's how it works. They show you flight logs, emails, PG-rated photos, fragments of conversations that have been stripped of the meat. A few big names get thrown under the bus. It's just enough to feel disturbing, but never enough to prove anything about the real players. That's what you'll see in this massive document dump. What you won't see is context. You won't see corroboration, and you definitely won't see accountability, because that's not the point. This is a weaponized DOJ strategy of controlled confusion, and it's working perfectly. You see, they don't protect powerful people by erasing evidence. They protect them by releasing it slowly, by delaying key documents, by over-redacting names, and by letting the public fight over the scraps if we're not too distracted by the latest military invasion of a third world country or a major U.S. city. Chaos becomes their cover. The goal isn't to reveal the truth, it's to survive it. So read the files, but don't confuse access with justice, because sometimes the most effective cover-up is letting you see just enough. This isn't...
Exactly. And I concur. And that's what's going on right now, y'all. You know, when I say that the people who are involved in these files are in trouble, it's not from this world. It's not from this world. They're in trouble because they are facing the Most High's judgment. They're in his court of law. And, you know, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And, of course, I got more material coming. I want to thank everybody for joining. If you're new to the platform, make sure you subscribe. When it comes to, my political commentary, it is unlike any other on YouTube. But not only that, we have a lot of motivational talks. We speak about life. Check my video archives out. And it may surprise you. You know, it may surprise you the versatility of this particular platform. So, do yourself a justice and just scroll throughout my material. Check me out. If you new, to all my day ones who've been around, y'all make sure y'all comment under the comment section even after the stream ends and let me know what you think about the material. It helps the video to continue to spread. We want to get the message out. Look, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.